Hello, chess family. It's me, National Master Jesse James. It's time for another installment of Instructive Chess Ventures. This time, you're going to be seeing the fantastic and highly creative attacking chess player Bronstein, and here we're going to see him with a very beautiful pawn march. Here we go. He's also playing against a very well-known and highly strong Grandmaster Geller, who is one of the few players that did have a plus score against Fischer. So d4, knight f6, c4, e6. Here we got a basics d4 opening. Knight c3, bishop b4. We now have our Nimzo Indian over here. a3, bishop takes, pawn takes. Castles over here. This is the samest variation. Pawn to f3. Pawn to d5, hit the center as soon as possible. Remember, these Nimzo Indians are trying to get control over this e4 square as soon as possible. And in this one, the Nimzo Indian, black gives up his bishop just so he can get rid of the knight, which is defending the e4 square. Also, black is playing for time here. As you can see, black has already castled and, well, on his way to the middle game. White, on the other hand, has taken up a bit more time to try and get control over these center squares. But if they're able to hold and maintain these, well, they're just going to be doing very well. C takes on d5. E takes on d5, pawn to e3. All right, bishop f5, try and take away the good square of the bishop over here. And knight to e2 here. The knight looks a little weird here, but it has good squares such as g3 and f4 coming up. Here, Bronstein is just playing good strategic chess here. Knight b to d7. Here, black is rushing to get his pawn c5 in. Remember, when you're playing against d4, you want to try and get e5 and c5 in as soon as possible. Typically, c5 is going to be a better idea, especially since e5 is not here right now. Alright, knight f4 got played. Pawn to c5, bishop d3. Here white has to go in a little bit of a hurry here as well. Black is now starting to open up the game, and his king's still in the center. And because of this pawn structure, well, this bishop is not doing too well because it's just blocked in by its own pawns. And so the bishop pair is not really helping out too much in this position. Bishop takes, queen takes, rook to e8. I mean, I must say I like the way that Geller's playing here. I know if I was playing in Geller's position, I would think, I'm just winning here. And in fact, black does have a slight advantage. Goes ahead and castles, rook c8. Again, I really like this position. All the black pieces are a very nice place. Here, the rook is not too well. The bishop still hasn't been developed. And this rook, yeah, I'm just not too sure of it. Thusly, both rooks are on good files right here. I'm pretty sure they can take on d4 and open up over here. The knight has f8, g6 ideas. If you want to play knight b6, c4, again, this is just a position I'm really digging for black. Rook b1 got played, a little tempo move attacking the b pawn, and queen to a5 got played here. Here already a little mistake here. I most likely would have been looking to play something like b6 here, or maybe even something like knight to b6 here, with the knight jumping to c4. And here I think Geller just gets a little too aggressive and plays queen a5. Yes, he wants to take a look about putting pressure over here on these pawns, but the idea of dropping a pawn and leaving him an active rook, this only gives white chances. And well, why help out your opponent whenever you're playing them? So after rook takes on b7, now the rook looks very nice. Knight b6 now got played, and this is most likely his idea. Here Geller's thinking maybe I can just trap this rook over here, and I'll just get a good game. Alright, this is whenever Bronstein's creativity starts kicking in. Believe it or not, he plays pawn to g4 here. What's going on over here? Looks like he's going for a kingside attack. And this was only possible because the rook is over here. And you have a knight and a queen. So you have like 1, 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe even 5. Well, maybe not 5 because the rook not going to be opened up too soon. But, all the vice pieces are kind of heading this way. Black on the other side is actually heading toward the queen side, and you know what happens whenever it's queen side versus king side. Typically king side wins because, well, there's a king over there. When you get checkmate, that's game over. Here black played h6, stopping the g5 idea. Here Bronstein will not be stopped. h4 gets played, c takes d4, and well, you can just take back here with c takes d4 and have a pleasant advantage. Unfortunately for him, he's playing against Bronstein, again highly creative, and Bronstein goes for it. Pawn to g5. Here we go. D takes on e3, and apparently this is just a terrible move here. Yeah, if anything, I was thinking about the rook takes c3, or maybe even the queen takes on c3 ideas. I guess either way, white's going to be getting their attack, as the queen has a nice square over here on the king side to move to. Looking at this f5 square. Well, after D takes on e3, the game looks pretty crazy right here. And, well, I mean, who wouldn't just take the knight here on f6? And, well, rook takes on c3 got played, and it looks like maybe black is crushing through over here, and maybe black's going to get some good counterplay over here. Unfortunately for him, it is now a forced checkmate in 3. Instructive Chess Miniatures, can you figure out the forced checkmate here? Alright, hopefully you push pause. Hopefully you want to try and figure this out. Here we have like a checkmate if you're playing Crazy House or Bug House right here. What's the first move here? After this move, Black did resign. Here, Bronstein played Queen to G6. How beautiful. And, well, Black resigns. Hey, wait a second. What's going on here? Well, of course, we have to take a look at Queen takes G7 checkmate. And there's no way to escape this idea, right? The king cannot run to either side. So we have to take the queen, right? Well, after F takes on G6, can you see the bug house mate here? All right, here we see Rook takes on G7 check. And it doesn't matter if the king goes to H8. It doesn't matter if it goes to F8. Here, we still have the same move. Knight takes on G6 for check and mate. Well, guys, hope you enjoyed this little miniature. We'll see you in the next one.